The Most Happy Fella is the story of an older man, Tony.
He falls in love with a waitress at the beginning of the show.
He actually doesn't know her name, so he calls her Rosabella.
He ends up leaving a little tip and a note saying, "I want to get married and I think you're very nice."
And they have a love relationship over writing letters.
And that's how the merriment begins.
The show is essentially about love. I mean, what show isn't musical theater, that is?
It's a musical that I had heard very little about.
I wasn't really familiar with this show because it's not ever done.
I never heard of it until Gloria and my wife Carmel started mentioning it to me.
I've always loved the music for The Most Happy Fella, although I've actually never seen it on stage.
It's not very often done. It's a real classic of the Broadway stage. It's from the 1950s. It's Frank Loesser, who's, one of the geniuses of American musical theater.
It's a show that people don't really know. And so that's really exciting for people to go see something that they just don't really have expectations for.
I love it. I love the show so much.
The music it's got everything.
Frank Loesser has written a score that is really challenging for its musicians, not only to play but also to sing.
The singing is some of the most demanding singing I've had to do.
I thought it would be interesting and challenging to do what's considered an American opera.
The cast is just stellar, not just the leads, but the entire ensemble and every part in it.
We've got some voices that I just sit around and amaze at.
I think there's really something in it for everybody.
It's a classic.
It's a good show. It's got good, talented people who are working very, very hard to make it a great show.
It's a love story that weaves through a lot of misunderstandings, a lot of misfortunes, and works its way around to people seeing and loving people for what's inside rather than what's on the outside necessarily.